Simple Tales presents The Blue Jackal from the Panchatantra. Long ago, in a great forest filled with countless animals, there lived a jackal. Like many jackals, he survived by scavenging. He searched for scraps left behind by larger predators and spent much of his time avoiding danger. Life was not easy. Some days he found enough food. Many days he did not. One evening, driven by hunger, the jackal wandered closer to a nearby village than he ever had before. The smell of cooking food drifted through the air. His stomach growled. Surely, he thought, there must be something worth eating. Carefully, he slipped between houses and crept through narrow streets. At first, everything seemed quiet. Then, disaster struck.
A group of village dogs spotted him. The dogs barked furiously and gave chase. The jackal ran for his life. He darted through alleys. He leaped over fences. He squeezed through gaps between buildings. But the dogs remained close behind. Terrified, the jackal rushed into a dyer's workshop. In his panic, he failed to see a large vat standing in the darkness. He stumbled directly into it. The vat was filled with blue dye. The jackal plunged beneath the surface. When he finally climbed out, he was soaked from head to tail. The dogs raced past without recognizing him. Exhausted and trembling, the jackal remained hidden until morning. When sunlight finally entered the workshop, he looked down at himself. His fur was no longer brown. It was bright blue. The jackal stared in amazement. Never before had he seen an animal that looked like this. Slowly, an idea began to form. He returned to the forest. The animals saw him coming and immediately fled. Deer ran. Monkeys scrambled into trees. Wild boars hid among bushes. Even powerful predators stopped and stared. No one had ever seen such a creature. The jackal realized that his unusual appearance frightened them. So he stood up on a rock and called for all the animals to gather. Curious and nervous, they obeyed. "My friends," announced the jackal in a deep voice, "you need not fear." The animals listened carefully. "I have been sent by the gods themselves." Murmurs spread through the crowd. "The gods looked upon this forest and saw that it lacked a proper ruler. Therefore, they created me and sent me here to govern all creatures." The animals gazed at his strange blue fur. The story seemed believable. After all, how else could such a creature exist? The lion bowed his head. The tiger stepped aside. The elephant offered respect. Soon, every animal accepted the blue jackal as their king. The jackal could hardly believe his success. He was given the finest shelter. The best food was brought to him. Powerful animals served him. Every command was obeyed. For a time, life seemed perfect. Yet the blue jackal worried about one thing. If other jackals came near him, they might recognize his voice and mannerisms.
so he ordered all jackals to leave the forest. The other animals obeyed. The jackals were driven away. Now the blue jackal felt safe. Days turned into weeks. The false king grew comfortable. At first he had been cautious, but gradually pride replaced caution. He began to believe he truly deserved the position.
He issued commands more frequently. He expected greater displays of respect. He forgot that his power rested upon a simple accident. One night, while the blue jackal sat among his subjects, a familiar sound echoed from the distant hills. A pack of jackals began howling beneath the moon. The sound drifted through the forest. The blue jackal froze. He listened. Again the howls rose into the night. Something stirred deep within him. The call was familiar. It was the sound of his own kind. For a moment he tried to resist. He reminded himself that he was king. He reminded himself that everyone was watching. But instinct proved stronger than reason. Throwing back his head, the blue jackal joined the chorus. He howled loudly and joyfully. The forest fell silent. The lion stared. The tiger blinked. The elephant looked confused. Again the blue jackal howled. And suddenly the truth became obvious. This mysterious ruler was no divine creature. He was merely a jackal. A common jackal covered in blue dye. The animals erupted in anger. They realized they had been deceived. The blue jackal tried to explain. He tried to regain control. But no one listened. His disguise had been exposed. The animals chased him from the forest. Never again would they trust his claims. The blue dye eventually faded. The jackal returned to an ordinary life. And whenever he remembered his brief time as king, he understood why it had ended. His unusual appearance had given him an opportunity, but instead of using it honestly, he had chosen deception. For a while, the lie had brought power and comfort, yet maintaining the lie required more lies. He had driven away his own kind. He had forgotten who he truly was. And in the end, the truth emerged from the very nature he had tried to hide. Pretending to be something we are not may bring temporary rewards, but truth has a way of revealing itself sooner or later. If you enjoyed this tale, please like, subscribe, and share Simple Tales. There are many more legends waiting to be told.